Hello. This one is dedicated to parent helpers or perhaps an older student going into the younger classrooms to help out. It's specifically targeted for parent helpers or student helpers who are not used to being helpers. Maybe it's your first time going into the school and you're breaking out of your shell. You didn't really want to go into the classroom, but your child has expressed that they really want you to participate because the other parent helpers are going in. Or maybe you're considering something like becoming an early childhood educator or a teacher or working with children and youth, and this could be a stepping stone for you to get experience working with younger people. So whatever the reason, the fact is you're going in, and that's awesome. A scenario you should be aware of, and that's why I'm dedicating this to you, is because you might get there and the teacher forgot you were coming. Don't sweat it. It happens all the time. Teachers fall behind in their work. They have their priorities, and photocopying something for a parent helper sometimes just gets mixed up with days or whatever it is. Sometimes teachers on the spot can be a bit scattered, and yes, you can always do reading, but maybe the students have been doing a lot of that lately and you just want to change it up a bit. This is a nice activity to do. The scenario could also unfold that maybe like a month ago you planned to go in there this time on this date, and again there's all this anticipation because again you're breaking out of your shell. You're a mix of feeling shy, nervous, and excited. And you get there and the teacher isn't even there. It's a teacher on call, a different teacher. Perhaps there's been a different teacher on call for the last week in the classroom, and the classroom's a little chaotic because of that. And the teacher on call had no idea you were coming. So again, don't sweat it. Hey, don't worry. Do you got a whiteboard and some markers I could use? Is there a chalkboard and some chalk I could take with me into the hallway? Do you have a list of the students' names? If not, no problem. You, the parent helper, you just take quiet initiative. You can look on the desks and just quickly write the names of the students on a list. You can go into the coat room. Typically, the students have their names right where their hook is. Or you can just maybe tell the teacher, ask, I should say, if it's okay to make an announcement and say, I'm going to start at this desk, and then when I'm finished working with one student, the person who sits behind is the next person to come. Older students typically can figure it out. It's just younger students who are like, who's next, who's next? So a list comes in handy. You always want to work in the hallway, just outside the classroom specifically, for a number of reasons. One, the students feel safe. The teacher's right there. Even if it's a teacher on call, the teacher is right there. Their classmates are right there. For your own sake, sometimes students can be quite a handful. And when you remove the authority, the teacher, all of a sudden students forget their manners. So for your own sake, you want to be close to the classroom too, because if a student starts being rude, which doesn't happen all the time, but if you're in a situation like that, you can just say, you know what, I'm going to move on to the next person. Thank you for your time, and do so. The teacher's right there to step in. Sometimes a student might not want to work with you, and that's okay. Don't take it to heart. And sometimes a student, you think you're having a nice time with them. Thankfully, you watched Ms. Casella's classroom on YouTube and got some tips, and the scenario unfolded, teacher on call, exactly like Ms. Casella said, and what's this? The student randomly is crying. What happened? Don't even ask them why they're crying, what's wrong. Just thank you for your time, and can you go and get so-and-so, or you might just have to interrupt the class, and the teacher will, take over. The student who's crying or whatever. They could be crying for all kinds of reasons. Suddenly they're overwhelmed when they start crying. They could all of a sudden be upset because you're a parent helper and you're there, and all of a sudden they're thinking about how they miss their mom and they want their mom to be there in the school too, and now they're crying because of that. So don't take it to heart. Okay, so here's a mix of fill in the blanks. They can write their name. This one is always fun with younger students. What's the beginning sound? What's the ending sound? This is a picture of a sun. So you have to tell the students that. It might seem like a no-brainer to you. However, perspective is going to change. It's going to vary from person to person. So they might circle the S for sunglasses. Maybe they'll circle the S for smile. Sure, the answer is right. They circled the S, but for the wrong reason. They're supposed to circle S for sun. Maybe they'll look at this picture and associate it with summer, and that's why they're circling the S. The C, that could be tricky. Maybe if it's grade 2 and up, because C makes two sounds. It makes a K sound, hard C for cake, or K, K, Cody. It could also make a soft sound like in celery or Celine. So just be mindful about stuff like that. You only want to keep the students for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes tops, even if you're having a really good time with them and they're getting these answers, building a relationship. You know what, 3 to 5 minutes, you're done, on to the next. You might only have one student for like 10 seconds. That's okay too, you know, it's over, on to the next. In this situation, you have to tell them this is a flower. They might be thinking daisy. This is a flower. I want you to circle the ending sound. Okay, they're circling the R. Depending on the student, I might erase these letters. I might put these ones, I might have lowercase. I might change these ones to uppercase. I might try and trick the student and not even have the right answer, and that's the answer, that none of these are the right answer. I might put an uppercase S, a lowercase s, and an L. So there's two answers, uppercase S and lowercase s, and that's fun for them again. This one here, it's a fill in the blanks, 1 to 10. Again, depending on the age and the level, I might want to go higher with my numbers. I might not want to start with the number 1. I might want to start with the number 5. Maybe I'll want to start with the number 38 to 48. Maybe I'll want to go backwards with the numbers and they have to fill in the blanks. I might not want to use a pattern where the numbers are going up by 1. I might want to use a pattern where the numbers are going up by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Maybe it's going up by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12. Maybe it's going up by 5s, 5, 10, 15. Maybe it's going up by 10s, 10, 20, 30. Now going up by 10s, you could have fun with that and really get tricky with some of the students. And again, they like that. And you just tell them, you know, I wonder if you're going to get this one. And so you might go by 10s, but don't tell them that. See if they can figure it out. And you might want to do something like 2, 12, 22, 32, and so on. You might want to do something like 4, 14, 44, 54, and so on. With the numbers, they might not know how to communicate what this is. They might not know how to express 3. So it might not just be a matter of them being quiet because they're shy. You can say, you know, can you show me with your fingers what number goes here? If they do it backwards, let it go. Because the important thing is they knew a 3 went there. And if they don't know it, you can say, I'll give you 3 guesses, you know, and then you can put the right one in. If they do it backwards, let them finish all of it, and then you can say something like, these are the right answers, but did you notice you did something interesting with the number 3? They might know right away. Usually they're like, ah, and they erase it. You know, it's funny, and sometimes they don't know what they did wrong with it, and you just tell them, that's a beautiful 3, but it's backwards, and then you show them the right way, and that doesn't mean they're dyslexic. It's not a red flag. It's just they need more practice with hand-eye coordination. It's sometimes hilarious watching students who are new at drawing the number 8 because they start off right, but then they don't know where to go. And so the number 6 and the number 3 in particular, that's just rooted in drawing a circle and then curving it a different way. Where do I go from here? And it might be a backwards number just because for the sake of getting the symbol down, their brain was able to do that. Anyways, back to the letters. Here I started with H intentionally just to throw them off. I could have started with A. I might want to change this up to lowercase letters. Perhaps the student will put a lowercase n and it should be an uppercase N. Again, let it go. And then when you're finished, you can say, you know what, you did something interesting with the letter N. Do you know what it is? They might know right away. If they don't know, you just tell them, well, all of these are uppercase, so you have to follow the pattern of uppercase, and so that has to be uppercase. Okay, now they get it. Over here with the word Monday, it's fun to put in a blank in the middle of the word. Putting a blank for something like a Y, it's kind of like a C up here. It just depends on the level. I would save Y's for like maybe grade 4, and the soft C, hard C, I would save that for at least like maybe grade 2 or 3. You want this to be an enjoyable experience, and again, you only want to spend 3 to 5 minutes with them. So depending on the students, you might fly through this. You might only do one, and that's okay. I might want to test, do they know the beginning sound of Monday? Maybe they'll put an M, but do they know it needs an uppercase M? Why? Because Monday is the name of one of the days of the week, so it needs an uppercase M. Over here, I might just ask them to spell their name, and again, maybe that's the only thing I'll have time to do with them. It might be a mix of uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and you can just use the strategies here, like, you know, that's beautiful letters that you made, but there's something interesting about your G. Oh, it's lowercase g. It has to be uppercase G because Gina's a name. Anyways, this is probably the longest video I've had, but I really wanted to help parent helpers have confidence because it can be scary going in the classroom and then you get there and you don't know what to do. So definitely here's some ideas you can fall back on.